Hi, I'm Patricio Ulloa from Padresol.com. In this video I'm going to show you how I set up a garden raised bed I bought recently. Normally I would build a raised bed using timber, but on this occasion I wanted to give it a try to see if this type of plastic raised beds that you can find in your local warehouse might be an option, and this is what I wanted to try. Now I'm going to be honest with you, I made a couple of mistakes as I was trying to set up this vegetable bed, and hopefully you're going to learn from those mistakes so you will not make the same mistakes if you decide to try it yourself. The garden bed I bought came in a nice box with good information about what I should find inside the pack. I found that the pack was really heavy, so it is always advisable to ask someone else to help you with these things. The first challenge for me was to find the right place for this new vegetable bed. As always, it is important to select a spot with as much direct sunlight as possible, but I have taken most of the good spots already, so the only option I have left is to use the space between my fruit trees. Fortunately, I have left enough space between the trees, so now I can use some of that area for this garden bed. Originally, I had spread some wood chips to control weeds, so now I had to remove them all. I also had to cut the old weed mat to uncover the soil. Make sure the surface where you're going to set up your plastic garden bed is well level, otherwise you will find it difficult to set it up properly. I think it is a good idea to unpack all the parts and check them so you get a feeling of how you're going to set up the garden bed. The first parts you need to identify are the four corners. The planks are meant to be dropped between corners. The feet and the caps are also important. The feet are flat. The caps have a more decorative shape. The large cross section is meant to go into the big hole. The small cross section goes into the small hole. And this is when I should have looked at the instructions. But since it looked easy enough, I decided to go ahead without checking. The first thing I did was to place the new weed mat on the ground. According to the instructions, I was meant to place the mat inside the garden bed. But I still think it is better to place the mat extended on the surface, so weeds don't have a chance to grow between the mat and the walls. The correct way to set up this raised bed is: first, press the four corners of the bed onto the 4 feet. Second, drop the planks in between the corner posts. And third, press the 4 caps into place. Easy. But since I didn't check the instructions, I chose the hard way to do it. I didn't have much trouble with the first corner. So far, so good. But now things started to become a bit tighter. Oh no. Now this is a real struggle. Lucky I didn't break anything. Now that the bed is set up, I can shovel in the topsoil. I put back the mulch, making sure the new weed mat is well covered. I can now spread some complete organic fertilizer. I incorporate it well into the soil. And I finish with a good layer of compost. Well, now that I have tried to set up this garden bed, I think there is a role for this type of beds. I prefer to work with timber. I like it, but I think there are at least two reasons why we should consider this type of beds, or plastic beds. One, the first one, I would say that if for any reason you're not able to work with timber because it's heavy work and you have to start using some tools, and you're not in a position to do that, then these plastic beds represent a really good option, because they are very easy to assemble, especially if you follow the instructions, and second, that they look really good. And if your garden already looks good and you want to keep a nice appearance to it, I think these type of garden beds are going to look good for a long time. With timber, you know, they start getting a little bit old and then they don't look as good anymore. I don't mind. I like the natural look, but in your case, maybe in your garden you might want to have something that looks really good, and these plastic beds are a really good option. However, if you're going to do this, just remember, please follow the instructions, and if you have to apply some force, please use a rubber mallet. Don't kick it.